Java 25 is here, and Oracle will be providing a long-term support for this version until 2033. This Java release has been focusing on enhancements which will prove to be backbone for artificial intelligence and machine learning workflows. If we talk about the issues fixes coming as part of this release, in Java 25 there were 2600 plus Jira issues which were marked as fixed, out of which 1600 plus were completed by Oracle teams while 950 plus were contributed by other members of Java community. Today we will see what special things has been introduced in Java. There are multiple JDK Enhancement Proposals or JEPs which were part of this Java 25 release. The main categories under which these changes took place are language related changes, JDK libraries, security libraries, monitoring updates, and performance updates. Now let us start with the language features first. The first enhancement proposal that we are going to discuss is primitive types in patterns, instanceOf, and switch case statements. Now before Java 25, pattern matching worked with the reference types only. This means if you want to use a pattern matching, you have to create objects. So in that case, primitives were not allowed. For the operations such as instanceOf and switch case statements, you often had to rely on boxing or some other workarounds. Now with Java 25, it allows primitive type patterns everywhere. It can be pattern matching of instanceOf and switch case statements as well. So now int, long, double are supported directly without any additional boxing required. Like in this example, before Java 25, it only works with the wrapper and boxing. But with Java 25, now primitives work directly here. If we talk about switch case statements, before Java 25, switch only supported a limited set of primitives like char, byte, short, and int. But now with Java 25, all primitive types are supported. So now we can even use double here as well. This is a feature which is in preview state. That means it is not yet production stable. You can experiment with it, test it, but backward and forward compatibility and behavior might still change in the upcoming releases. Now let's move to the second enhancement, which is module import declaration. Now, before Java 25, to use classes from different packages, even within the same module, you had to list each import separately. For example, in this, we had to write explicitly the import for these classes and interfaces, even though they are part of the same module. But now in Java 25, module import declaration has been introduced. In this imports on demand all the top level classes and interfaces from all packages exported by module M. It can be classes imported in the module directly or transitively. The good thing is it coexists with the old kind of imports. That means the single type import and wildcard package imports will still work. You can see how cleaner the code looks after using module import. The next JDK enhancement is compact source file and instance main method. Now everyone is familiar with this code. Now when we start learning Java, this is the first thing we learn. But at the beginning, this is too much of a boilerplate code. Now with Java 25, main method has been updated to its compact form like this. Now you don't need to write any public, static or string argument array. Not only this, you can further remove the wrapper class as well, which comes under compact source file. Here only main method is declared and it will act like a script which you can write almost similar to Python but just more robust. And if you think that's all, no, that's not all. If you see, just to print something we have to write system.out.println. This is a very long syntax. And this is also changed. In Java 25, they have introduced a very simple and elegant class to handle printing and taking inputs. A new class IO has been introduced in java.lang package. It has these 5 static methods. So now just need to write void main io.println and whatever string that you want to print and you are good to go. And trust me, I love this enhancement where a class wrapper has been removed, a compact main method is introduced, and an introduction of IO class. This makes things so much streamlined and compact. This feature was already part of the earlier releases, but as a preview feature. But in Java 25, this feature is no longer in preview mode. It's part of the release and ready for production usage. The next enhancement is flexible constructor bodies. If you remember a very famous interview concept around having a super or this call in a constructor to the very first line, this restricted us from doing any input validation, safe computation, or field initialization before the superclass constructor is ran. But with Java 25, constructor bodies are now more flexible. We can perform validation, computations, or even assignments before calling this or super method. Now here you can see in this account class, the account constructor is there. Now before calling the super class, we can check what is the balance, and we can do some validation, and based on those validations we can proceed further. This is going to change a lot of interviewers question banks. Now let's quickly see few Oracle JDK library enhancements. The first one is structured concurrency. Now before Java 25, when you wrote a multi-threaded code, you had to manually manage the threads or thread pools. Now each task run independently, making it really hard to cancel everything cleanly, avoid leaks, and ensure that all tasks are finished safely. In short, debugging a multi-threaded environment was very painful. Now with the structured concurrency in Java 25, Java treats a group of related tasks as one unit of work. So if one task fails, the whole group is cancelled. And if you cancel one task, then all the tasks shut down together. Now the results and errors are collected in a predictable way. With these changes, it is easier to write and reason about concurrent code. It is great for artificial intelligence and machine learning workloads where multiple parallel tasks must succeed or fail as one. It improved reliability, readability, and monitoring of multi-threaded code. This feature is also in a preview stage. That means it is not yet production ready. We will have separate coding session on these JEPs where more code and understanding is involved. So now let's move to the next JEP. The next enhancement is scoped value. Now before Java 25, if we need to share some data or context across different parts of the program, there were two ways. Either we pass it as a method argument or we use thread local. Now thread local has drawbacks such as unbounded lifetime and possible memory leaks. And passing parameters down many method call is tedious and can result in cluttered APIs. But in Java 25, they have introduced scoped values. It is a way to bind immutable values for a scope of a call. So you can share that value with callees in the same thread and child threads. After the scope ends, the binding is destroyed and no longer accessible. Now let's move to the next enhancement. Next we have stable values, which is in preview state. That means it is not yet production ready. In the previous versions, if we need to make fields constants or immutable, we use final fields and initialize them either in constructors or static initializers. In Java 25, they have introduced an API stable value that can hold an immutable value, but it allows the initialization to be delayed on the first use. That means it will be initialized when it will be used for the first time. The content is initialized at most once in a thread safe way. So once initialized, it is never changeable. It also results in better startup performance because things are very expensive to set up and don't need to be done unless needed. In those cases, this is a better option. Now let's move to the next enhancement. Next enhancement is around vector API. So previously in Java, code ran slower than C++ or specialized ML libraries when processing large arrays like tensors or vectors for AI/ML inferences because it loops with the scalar operations, that is one element at a time. The vector API in Java 25 gives developer an explicit way to write vectorized computations in pure Java. The main difference between scalar and vectorized computation is in scalar operation, CPU processes one number or one item at a time, step by step, one value per instruction. On the other hand, the vectorized computations, the CPU has special instructions that let it process many items in parallel in a single step itself, which makes it much more faster and useful for the AI/ML workflows. Now, as a developer, you don't need JNI, C++ binding, or custom vectors. Everything can stay in Java. This particular feature is still in incubator phase. That means it is not final yet. So we can expect more enhancements around this. Now let's talk about a couple of security libraries. We'll talk about PEM encoding and key derivative function APIs. Earlier, developers had to write custom parsing code or use third-party libraries to handle PEM files, which were mainly for keys, certs, and CRLs. Now with Java 25, a standard API to encode decode cryptographic keys, certificates, and CRLs in PEM format is introduced. This removes the boilerplate and makes security integration more smoother. This particular enhancement is still in preview mode, so you can expect some changes or maturity in the future releases before it is finalized. Another enhancement revolves around key derivative functions. For key derivative functions, there was no standard API in Java. Developers had to rely on external libraries or have some ad hoc implementations, which was risky and inconsistent. In Java 25, they have introduced API for deriving secure keys from existing secrets. This particular feature is finalized feature and it is ready to use in production. Now we are left with performance and monitoring enhancement categories. Let us start with the performance category first. In this, the first enhancement is compact object headers. Now, every Java object carries some extra metadata called object headers. It is used by JVM to identify hash, locking, and garbage collection details. On a 64-bit system, these headers were often of size 128 bits. That means for a million objects, which is common in larger applications and AI datasets, a lot of memory was wasted just on headers, not on the actual data. Now in Java 25, with compact object header, the header size has been reduced to 64 bits on the 64-bit architectures. Even though the size is reduced, JVM still preserves all the functionalities like identity, locking, and garbage collection by packing it more efficiently. It will be particularly helpful in AI/ML workloads and big data applications where you manage millions of small objects. Now let's move to the next enhancement. Next is ahead of time command line improvement. Java already supported ahead of time compilation to cache the parts of JDK or application classes for faster startup. What exactly is ahead of time compilation? Normally, Java compiles code at runtime using just-in-time compiler, also known as JIT compiler. Then the JVM turns bytecode into machine code as the program runs. Now, ahead of time compilation does that before running the program by producing a cached native version of classes. It results in faster startup as the JVM doesn't need to spend time compiling hot code during execution. It is ideal for microservices, CLI tools, and serverless applications that need to respond immediately. In simple terms, JIT is cooking while the guests are waiting, and AOT is like pre-cooking before the guest arrives. So this feature is already present in Java before the current version itself, but the commands were very verbose and complex that require a lot of flags and configuration. With Java 25, AOT becomes much simpler to use. Just a few straightforward command line options to build and use AOT caches. Here one concise flag -AOT compile handles cache creation. It automatically chooses sensible defaults for cache location and compilation mode. There is no loss of flexibility though. Advanced users can still fine tune using the complex operations, but the common use cases are now ergonomic and easy. The next enhancement is ahead of time method profiling. Now let's see how the things happened before Java 25. Java uses just-in-time compilation to optimize the code at runtime. Now, to produce highly optimized native code, JVM needs profiling data such as which methods are called very frequently. So, profiling normally happens during production runs, which means the first few seconds or minutes of the applications are slower, also known as the warm up phase, and optimizations are delayed until enough data is collected from the profiling. But with AOT method profiling in Java 25, there is a shift in collection of profiling data to train the runs. That means it is collected during the testing or pre-production itself. This profiling information is stored in the AOT cache, and at production startup, JIT compiler can generate optimized native code immediately without waiting for collecting the profile data. This results in faster warm-up, that is, app reaches peak performance quickly. And the biggest plus point is there is no code change required in your application. So in simple terms, in old ways, Java learns which code is hot while the app is running. That leads to slower startup times. But in new way, Java studies your application ahead of time, which leads to optimized start immediately. Now moving to the last set of enhancements, which is mainly focusing on monitoring. The first enhancement is CPU time profiling under flight recorder. So the Java flight recorder could capture execution events, but CPU time profiling on Linux was less accurate, which makes it harder to spot the performance hotspots. Now in Java 25, the flight recorder captures the precise CPU time information on Linux using high resolution CPU timers. Now developers can see exactly which methods consume CPU and optimize the critical paths more effectively. The next enhancement is around cooperative sampling in Java flight recorder. Now threads cooperate with the sampler to provide stack trace safely, reducing the safe point biases and sample overhead. That results in more reliable profiling. Now the last feature that we are going to discuss is method timing and tracing in flight recorder. The flight recorder can automatically instrument bytecode to record method execution time and traces. It provides precise low overhead method level profiling directly in the flight recorder. In simple terms, think of it like a stopwatch attached to every method in your program. So the flight recorder automatically records how long each method takes, so you can see which ones are slowing down your application. Now, other than these 16 JEPs which we have discussed, There are a couple of more JEPs. One is the removal of 32-bit 86x port. In this, the source code and build support for 32-bit 86 port has been removed. This port was deprecated for removal in JDK 24 itself. The another JEP was regarding Shenandoah garbage collector. So in Java 24, the generational mode for Shenandoah is enabled via command line options like this. In this, the second option, which is unlock experimental VM options, will no longer be needed once the generational mode is a production feature. So there is no change in any other option or any other default values. So that is it for today with the exciting Java 25 features. If you want me to dive into any of these features in future videos, drop a comment below and let me know which one would you like to see next. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, let's keep learning.